wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast.
Come? Alright, I'll do my own bit for myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it.
Get off the road.
Hey Dave.
Hey Boater.
It was really great to watch you playing the newest Spider-Man game with Joe last week on the Weekend Wednesday, and I was impressed how you didn't always go for the easy jokes either. Sometimes you really went the extra miles.
Now I'm gonna because you referenced somebody, I'm gonna spoil something I have for Joe tomorrow, and all this positive talk of Spider-Man and Spider is murder! Spider is murder! Spider is murder! More of that and so much more on the Weekend Wednesday this week. Come watch a man deafen is one of his oldest friends.
Anyway, everyone, hello and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater.
I'm Dave Mann.
We've got a lot to talk about. I will ignore the boo in chat because clearly that was a good joke and y'all don't know what's good for you.
How very Ted Turner network of you to they don't know what they like.
I don't know what they like. Yeah, welcome. We've kind of going a little back into previous form. We've got a bunch of different things that we want to talk about this week. I'm going to start with a Twitch ban. And this isn't so much a specific person who was banned, but rather a phenomenon that people have been discovering, which is if you watch someone in chat and say, first off, don't do this. And you'll know why in a moment. If you go to chat and you say, I'm 12 or I'm under 13, you're immediately banned. Because Twitch terms of service is you need to be 13 to have an account.
Yes.
The streamer Toasty was telling her viewers about it because a lot of people had gotten bans, and one more person was like, oh, no, I'm 13. And she's like, no, that's fine. Oh, whoops, sorry, my bad. I meant to say under 13. She's like, you can't say that. Sure enough, 5 minutes later on like her community Discord or something, that viewer posted an image that said your account has been suspended, and she's like, no way. And she tries to go to like his Twitch name, and it says there's nothing here on the Twitch page. It's like, don't do it. So it's just not so much a specific streamer that got banned, but just, hey, here's a fun fact. Don't mess around with Twitch terms of service, because either there's bots out there looking for chats, or there's griefers out there reporting you where you're instantly banned.
But if you're violating terms of service and something happens, you're playing stupid games and you're going to win a stupid prize.
Now, to be fair, Twitch doesn't always enforce their terms of service that well, but unless you're one of the really big streamers, and like how they let Dr. Disrespect get away with shit for so long, then it's just...
Yep.
It's big. Oh, whatever, it's big.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the computer. I should probably just baseball it. That'll probably fix it.
Don't baseball it. Hold on. Oh, no.
I mean, I do have a bat now, and I was waving that around last week, so we can just...
Okay. Anyway, that is not so much who was banned in the last 7 days, but just kind of some news from the last 7 days about bans. Dave, what comes out in the next 7 days? What do we got to look forward to?
2 games that I am stoked about. Baseball does well with the bat. Yeah, that's right. I could just toss it up and be like, here you go, computer, a nice little low one. So I'll go with the less impressive of the ones because I am the only Sony fan who works on this network presently. Although we keep adding people, I could find some kindred spirits and then immediately weird them out and have them immediately, yeah. Please know that would be hard to explain to Dan. Here's the hard to explain. Just show him the VOD. But we're going to access as we can the plethora of things in Nerd Vision. This game is coming out on Friday. Very exciting for the PlayStation 5. It is the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection.
Okay.
It is the collection of 2016's A Thief's End and 2017's Lost Legacy.
Okay.
If you're a fan of the Uncharted games, this will do it for you because it's Naughty Dog doing what they do best, which is doing their thing.
Yeah, the kind of like action platformer. Yeah.
So it's not new games, but it is a remaster. It's a fresh paint of coat right on your PS5 with these two particular titles. But there is a darker side to this remaster. And it's that later in the year, Iron Galaxy will be handling the PC port of this game. Does that name sound familiar to you by any chance?
Iron Galaxy.
No? Well, let me read off some of the titles, and just look at Steve's face when I say the first one. Overwatch for the Switch was the port that they handled.
Oh, that's a super frown.
The Spyro and Crash PC ports, which were good. They were good. But the one that should let you know exactly how bad this could be is, remember the Batman games? Like Arkham City and Arkham Origins? The very same people!
Those PC ports were horrendous.
They were. They were bad. They killed lots of people. And they were really not... they didn't do it for people. Atomic Sword, grooving along when something Uncharted comes out. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you for dropping by, Atomic Sword.
Fantastic franchise. A lot of fun. And now you won't have to have a PlayStation.
The film comes out in February, right?
Sure. I'm keeping very close track of that movie.
I put it on my list of things that I'm looking forward to this year. Do I have that on me? I don't think so.
I didn't look forward to it this year. I really would rather just play the Uncharted collection again and just sort of stream myself into a coma. So that game is coming out Friday. It's going to be the biggest thing coming out on that day. That's not true. We're going to refer over to a game that has been announced, teased, re-teased, re-shown, corrected, and absolutely I will be jamming that all Friday on stream. Once I pick up my copy, get home, because I kind of told Claire, I was like, hey, babe, I'm not making dinner. You're on your own. Like,
I mean, every now and again, a game release comes by that says that where you say to your spouse, who is supportive of enjoying what you do, you're not going to see me this weekend.
Well, here's the difference you can tell. I live in a crackerjack apartment that there's none I can do, whereas Boder has a fortress of solitude where he can hide away with his games. You'll notice.
I forget exactly what it was. There was a game came out. And I forget even who it was, either me or Steph, like, okay, this game's coming out, you're not going to see me at all this weekend. But then, like, I think it was something that I was looking forward to, and then I, like, got her some like, gift or whatever that's like, here, take this as consolation that you're not going to see me at all this weekend.
Yeah, I think
she probably remembers the details more than I do. But
to be totally honest, I think Claire will take it more as a reward rather than a punishment. Although again, to be honest, she can just throw things at me in the living room. I'm really looking forward to this game, which of course I haven't said the name of it.
Sorry.
But Pokemon Legends Arceus. How do you say that Pokemon's name?
I would say Arceus.
Arceus. I've been saying Arceus, and no one has corrected me.
But then
previously,
I also said Gyarados for the longest time, so don't ask me for Pokemon pronunciation.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that Pokemon? Okay, he does the same pronunciation I did.
I think it's Gyarados is the official pronunciation.
But
I wasn't looking that close, and it looks like gyro at the start, so I was like Gyarados.
That's totally fair. This game is going to be the biggest one to come out this particular Friday. Sorry, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. But the game
there's something to be said for it. It's a new game rather than a remaster. So
it is an action adventure in how you are going to catch the Pokemon.
An action adventure, so like Uncharted with Pokemon.
Yes, exactly. And make sure to tell everyone that that's exactly what we said it was going to be.
Because Nintendo's getting sick of everyone comparing it to Breath of the Wild.
So, what it is instead of getting the usual like, the little crowbars go across and then shing, and then they do the little animations. This time in the actual overworld, the creatures will be there.
Yep.
You will throw Pokeballs at them until you have no more, or you catch it, or
So Pokemon Go.
you can release. But it doesn't do first person; it's third person.
So Pokemon in real life in a video game.
Yes, yes. And you can then battle it by using one of the Pokemon you currently catch by tossing them out near the general direction of the one you wish to battle.
Okay.
And then the little battle menu does come up in the bottom corner, but it's in the overworld.
Neat. Neat.
The starting Pokemon, which is the big thing that I want you watching at home and us as the folks here in the studio to
Because
talk
it's not
about.
a new generation, right? It's not introducing new Pokemon.
It is not.
Okay.
It is not introducing new starter Pokemon. The 3 starters are going to be Rowlet from Gen 7, your grass type, Owl.
Yep.
Cyndaquil from Gen 2. That's the one I'm picking. Fire type. And Oshawott from Gen 5.
Okay.
I will say, if you take a look at those Pokemon in their final evolutions, they look very aesthetically with the Arceus art style and all those things, so it makes sense to use those. But it's going to be big. It's going to be a new step in a new direction for Pokemon and their games, and I am really looking forward to it. So I already revealed Cyndaquil is going to be my starter when I start streaming it Friday. Which one would you pick of those 3?
Of those 3, I don't have a particular connection to any of them. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't decide until I'm like actually in the game and trying it out.
Ah, good. So no answer. Steve!
No answer. Rowlet, says Steve.
All right, so I beat Steve easily because he's grass type and I'm fire type. Great. So
I
got one.
know that Demon Dragon's getting a copy. Probably. I don't know if she'll start this weekend because she started playing Paper Mario on the Switch. She might want to finish that first. I'm not sure, or she might just like focus, get Paper Mario done, so she can play Pokemon this weekend. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Who is going to be your starter in chat, folks? Or if you had to start with either Rowlet, Cyndaquil, or Oshawott, even if you're not going to buy the game or play the game, let us know. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it does and what it brings for future Pokemon games. I'm also really looking forward to a Pokemon game that doesn't tell me, oh, you can't even throw balls at this Pokemon because you don't have a high enough gym badge level. Thanks a lot, Sword and Shield. Ruining my Nuzlocke run in perpetuity. So that's the games that are coming out in the next 7 days. I was really excited for a lot of these and for everything going on with that. Demon Dragon in chat saying I'm probably going to start Cyndaquil. The correct answer, by the way. Firestarter, Fire Nation is superior. That's why everyone had to team up and beat them in Avatar. So that's the next 7 days for gaming, and there's so much more coming out. Did we miss anything out? Let us know in chat. Let us know in the Discord down below.
Something you're interested in that we didn't mention, please let us know. Dave, so you are going to be playing Pokemon when it comes out. What are you playing in the meantime? What have you been playing? What have you been watching?
I have been playing a lot of Valheim. A lot of Valheim. And I have been having a lot of fun with it. I've been really enjoying that game. I've been very lucky to play with the crew at Love Alex Monday stream, and then being joined and doing a group Friday stream where a bunch of us were all together, all playing. Shout out to League at Reaper for continuing to be team top lane where the two of us potato around. And so much fun. I'm also a big nerd of Norse mythology, but I also like games where I can decide, like, I'm going to aggro absolutely everything, and to hell with the consequences.
The hell
So
with
I
the
did.
consequences. I've lost 3 friends this week, and I'm trying to see if I can keep that pace up.
Yep. I became if we're using D&D terms, I now have the preferred enemy of literally every single enemy in the game thus far. But I will say this past Monday we started going into a new area, and when your most experienced member of your party sees something and audibly goes, "The hell is that? The hell is that?" And so he's like big and tanky, and here I am going la 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 la, and then he runs past me going like, "I don't know what that thing is, Morty. We gotta get out of here." Like,
Thief Man Jenkins!
as it turns out, it was what's called an abomination. It was just a big old tree with tree limbs coming off, and it ran towards us. We managed to kill it
That sounds
successfully.
delightful.
It was awesome. I've been playing that, and then doing a little bit of rocksmithing on the side.
Nice.
Whenever Claire is not home. But yeah, that pretty much takes care. And then obviously antagonizing Joe while he's playing Miles Morales. I revealed this on stream, but like I've now spent well over $100 on Spider-Man games and have played not a single minute of it on my own. Not a single minute. Joe does such a great job with it. Why the hell would I waste
Don't
the time?
mess with perfection.
Exactly.
I've been playing still Mass Effect Legendary Edition,
Nice.
but with an upgrade. You see, after much consternation and being very, very mad at FedEx,
Yes.
I am now the owner of an Xbox Series X.
Boo! I mean, yay! Boo.
So it's great. Well, first off, with Xbox, it's really great that I just take the disc that I've been playing on Xbox One, pop it into the Series X, it downloads the Series X version of the game, and pick up in my save game exactly where I left off after it took 2 hours to install everything, but that aside. So finished Mass Effect 2 with that and started Mass Effect 3, and it's, 4K, 60 FPS, gorgeous. Also, it's, now that I've got the Series X in, I started playing Control with Steph, Control Ultimate Edition, which has the option between ray tracing at 30 frames a second or no ray tracing at 60 frames a second. And I'm like, give me the 60 frames a second. Occasionally, I stop and I'm like, how does this look with better reflections? That's nice. And then I switch it back to 60 frames a second. It's pretty as hell, but it's like when you directly compare 30 to 60, you're like, okay, I'll keep 60. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you have the you got the Deluxe edition, right? So you got that Alan Wake DLC. You gonna tweet about that? Make sure that they know that we want more Alan Wake stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't we should all do that. We should let them know more Alan Wake, please, and quickly.
Right, yeah, that is Alan Wake DLC in that, isn't it? It's AWE and Foundation are the two DLCs that are included in that. So yeah.
Does the photo mode automatically switch to RTX on?
That's a good question. I haven't played around with the photo mode at all with that. Because
Professional
mostly
photographer, by the way.
Because mostly I'm enjoying going around the game and just switching off me and Steph reading off all the different in-game text stuff. When the game first came out and I was playing it with you on Weekend Wednesday. So we're having a good time with that. I say I'm playing it with Steph. I'm playing it. She's watching. We're reading the stuff together. It's a good time. Every modern game needs photo mode, so there's no going back now. Yeah, I've used the photo mode a decent amount in Legendary Edition. A nitpick with the Series X. On the Xbox One, you can say record that and record the last 3 minutes of gameplay, or you can go into a menu and say record up to the last 10 minutes of just hey, that was a cool thing. With the Series X, 1 minute and that's it. It's
ooh.
It's but I guess you can do longer if you have external storage plugged in. If I have a little hard drive plugged into it or something. And I might do that just because there's times when I'm that was a really cool scene that was 3 minutes long. Give me the last 5 minutes so I have it.
Interesting.
When playing 2, basically I took clips of every single time that I gave an endorsement on the Citadel with Morden in the background with a disapproving face come on, Shepard. This is your third favorite store. Come on. I'm also playing Wordle. That has nothing to do with Xbox or anything like that, but I've gotten hooked on playing Wordle.
What the hell is that, by the way?
It's a
Sorry, I'm 87 years old. I don't.
This
What are the
well
kids
then you
playing
would
these
know it
days?
as lingo or some other games that it's based on.
Okay.
It's basically is a 5-letter word, and each and every day, everyone around the world gets the same word. So that you're picking. You put in your 5-letter word, and it tells you which letters are in the word, and if it's in the right position, it lights up green. If it's in a different position, like I put in the word royal is one of my first guesses because it uses a lot of vowels and such.
Yeah.
And it would be like the O is correct and in the right spot. There's also an R, but it's in the wrong spot.
Okay.
And in as few guesses as you can, get the right word. And then when you get it, it's ingenious because if you want to share it, it then copies the Unicode blocks to your, just like the color blocks to your clipboard, and you can paste that into Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Without spoiling what the word is, you can show how many guesses it took you and your progress on that.
Oh, so that's what everyone's been sharing on social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just like, all right, cool. I start with Tynes and Royal, which covers all of the vowels, except for you, and all of the Wheel of Fortune letters. And then that usually lets me get it by the 4th guess. Try Absurdal, says Antiklaus Prime. Absurdal is amazing. Absurdal is made by Sam Hughes, who was a great sci-fi author. I've mentioned SCP before on here. He wrote the Anti-Memetics series of
Okay.
SCP, which is pretty well regarded. He also does a lot of programming. So before this, he did something called Hatris, which was Tetris, where it would where the programming would give you the worst possible block next based on your current pattern. It would analyze everything and give you the worst possible block. I think the world record for Hatris is 44 lines. But he did Absurdal in a way that after you put in a word, it then picks a bucket of words that are like, all right, the biggest bunch is like if you put in a word that says hello. The biggest bucket of available words out of the 1,000 or so that are possible words for the game, because it uses the same word list as Wordle. Like, all right, it's this. So all gray blocks. And then if you like, it doesn't just pick one word. It picks a possibility of like 200 words.
That's hysterical.
You put in another guess, and it's like, oh, that's not the right word. We're gonna give you the fewest information possible. The biggest. So there's 70 possible words it could be. It doesn't limit you to 6, and it also doesn't limit you to 1 daily. You can play it as many times as you want.
Absurdal,
I played it a couple times. The downside for it for me is that it's deterministic. So if you start with the same beginning guesses, it's gonna whittle down to the same buckets of words.
Okay.
So, but also apparently with Wordle, like it's been cracked, it's been hacked. Like people know how to find the word list and what's the next one up, whatever. Someone made a Twitter bot where if someone posts that like Wordle 210, 3 out of 6 in the blocks, whatever, the bot then responds to that saying, "Hey, quit bragging. Here's tomorrow's word." Spoiling it like a douchebag.
I love it. Try spelling stuff correctly, unlike me, says Anti-Klaus. Speaking of doing things correctly, we've put on our journalism hats once again to bring you all the best of Danbury.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
We've got so many additions and things going on. This past weekend, by the way, more seismic events occurred in Danbury. We'll refer to Nerd Vision for this. Fortunately, this time it was not a four-legged explosion of any sort. It was rather that a new podcasting table was to be used for the sets. And I don't know if you saw that big old bastard, but it's twice as wide as the old table.
Wow. Okay,
So-
it is. I hadn't noticed until you say something, but yeah, that's big. It's chunky.
By the way, while we're mentioning it, then you would have definitely seen it Monday on Behind the Counter here on Insane Games
The thing is,
TV.
I saw a clip from behind
So-
the counter, and we'll talk about that in a second. It just didn't occur to me the fact that that table is thick compared to previous weeks. I didn't even think about it until now. I see the old behind the counter table over in the high five set, and still a table over here.
this new table is so dummy thick it keeps alerting the guards to its presence. But Danbury had to be seismically moved by expert handlers, and was moved in same fashion. No bricks, not a single one, was displaced in the move of seismic activity.
There was a lot going on in this move, and afterwards it seems like the zoning board of the town was enthusiastic at the town's prospects, and a lot of new business zoning has been approved. Or if you play something like City Skylines, blue zoning.
As well as a new school. Mike did break the ice cream truck yesterday. That's two. Sorry.
Fat kid wants ice cream, okay? It's fine.
I'm sorry. Did you
fat
just
kids.
call the fighting games champion of Insane Games TV fat?
I mean, he's probably
That's smack talk of a caliber that deserves an ass kicking.
Okay, we're all fat kids here. I use the term as a term of respect and endearment.
I mean, I also...
If someone goes rushing towards the ice cream truck and says ice cream and then breaks the truck, I worship at their feet.
I'm gonna just shift my chair a couple inches away, because when that
Because
godhand
Mike's
comes
gonna
out...
pile drive through the fucking gate.
Yes, he will. You're just gonna hear, "Get over here," and Border's gonna disappear.
And I'm gonna go, whoop!
So,
Wouldn't it be funny if Mike was actually here beating me up off screen?
I mean, it's
Not
gonna
this
happen
time.
next week.
Maybe, probably.
So, there's a new school was added, the Connor White Memorial School building, and I'm very excited to have that be a part of Danbury. But a new element was added. As you remember, last week, as we reported, the criminal element had come to Danbury.
Yep.
This time, and I have photographic proof, journalistic integrity was at a high here, as I was able to get into the new Batcave, protecting here at Danbury.
Is
So
this what you...
don't you worry, folks. We are going to see some exclusive photos that I managed to get of the Batcave.
This is indecent.
The
We're gonna
first
get
one.
banned.
The first one is certainly a telling photo of the quality of the things in the Batcave. A bathroom. I mean, look at that toilet.
No, when you first sent that to our group chat, we had no idea what was going on. I thought you were going to complain about the fact that the tile patterns don't match. Right?
Listen. It's an auxiliary bathroom that I was allowed to use while I was exploring the Batcave. And that's the least exciting thing that I managed to capture here today. Because not only did I leave that bathroom, but then I got to see the big room where all of the action happens in the Batcave, the nervous center, That's my thumb that I got a picture of.
It's okay, Dave. Maybe you were just you used the wrong.
Well, the other thing was I then did manage to sneak one picture of myself and Batman. He kind of caught wind that I was wandering around taking pictures, and he yelled at me. So as I was running away, I tried to take a photo of myself running away from Batman, Well, okay, so the Batcave photos aren't very good, but it's there in Danbury, okay? It's there.
I'm going to tell a story. Dave sent us these 3 photos in our group chat without telling us what the context was. No. And we got them in this order, where first off, who knows what's happening? Second off, Dave's got to poop. Third off, there's the toilet. And I was scared that we'd see a dookie, but... I thought you'd pooped and you were proud, like, everybody look, I did a poopy. I thought you were really proud of yourself.
I'm gonna shift my chair just that centimeter further now. After please note that the views of my co-host do not reflect mine, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. Word. So my journalism remains absolutely sterling. My photography once again remains something that you use my pictures, but you don't tell anyone about it.
We mentioned emergency services in Danbury the past couple times, and I've heard that
Yes.
there's been a new acquisition as well. You said something about the fire department having a new acquisition?
Yes. Something right up our alley. This is not necessarily the freshest of news, but it is new to you, the folks out there, where the fire department has decided, since there's this criminal element and there's all these things going around, that they are going to need the ability to transport themselves very fast and strike very hard where the fire lives. And so Danbury had found it in their budget to add an X-Wing to the fire department's
It's funny how you mention it being in the budget because they actually got that X-Wing for free. When they were putting out a fire a couple of weeks ago, they sent one of their fire helicopters to go get water from the lake, and it came back up and there was an X-Wing. Those fuckers are always just sitting in lakes. So they got an X-Wing. They spent some time refurbing it. Apparently it was space-worthy immediately after it came out of the lake. I don't... Rise
They're
of Skywalker
reliable.
sucked.
They're reliable. That's why the rebels use them.
Fair. Okay.
That's our report on Danbury, and thank you very much, folks, for sticking with us. We'll have more every Tuesday as things come together.
Watching, I do want to mention as well, I did finish watching The Expanse last week. It's a 6-episode season, and I feel like it really should have been a 10-episode season, much like the last few have been. I think they did a great job. They told a great story, but there were times that I definitely felt rushed. But they were only approved for a 6-episode season because Amazon was throwing all their money at the Lord of the Rings show that's going to be coming out soon. So, I kind of wish, especially because this is supposedly the last season, the finale season, I would have liked them to have the time to go out. As it was, there's a B plot in there that, was in the novel that pays off in the next novel, but at the moment there's no plans to do another season or anything like that. So I hope they get the chance to do so.
Yikes.
We also, of course, have been keeping up on the Book of Boba Fett.
I'm really enjoying it. I am. The fact that it comes out every Wednesday, and then I'm able to watch it on the weekends. Thank you, society, for not collectively spoiling everything.
Yeah, I've noticed for the most part, my social media has been really good about that. I just got to be careful because I follow Star Wars on Facebook. They usually wait until the end of the weekend to start posting stills and stuff from the previous episode. But there's been a couple times where it's like, whoa, buddy, hold on, slow down there. We're still trying to get to it. I'm really excited. There's 2 episodes left in the season. It's going to be 6 episodes. I think it's just going to be a 6-episode season. Might be 8. Oh, Mandalorian was 8. Hawkeye was 6. I can't figure out what anything's going to be anymore. I feel like I heard 6 episodes.
Maybe.
So,
Angry-
either way, they really have me looking forward to the next episode. I don't want to spoil too much, but I think we'll talk more about it after it's ended.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, like we can maybe talk about the last episode. I don't know. You did see Danny Trejo in the episode before.
Yes, I realized that. When you're watching something and then you pause it and you walk away and then you kind of just forget that you paused it and didn't finish the video. Yeah.
See, I would like to ridicule you and say, no, Dave, that's not a thing. But no, I've totally done that.
See. But I have a bone to pick because for the first time, I watched the episodes and I can't remember if it's this past week or the week before. It was this past week. That it's spoiler alert.
We're at this point we are talking about stuff that came out 6 days ago. We're not talking about future stuff, but spoilers for currently released episodes.
So that chase scene between the mayor's aide, and Boba's gang.
Yeah. That bothered you too?
Immensely. Oh my God, that looked like shit.
It did.
Steve, did you see it? No. All right.
So here's the thing. No, so first off, we can talk about the aesthetics of the speeders, how they look like they belong in like that 50s diner kind of thing, and they just don't fit in Tatooine at all. Maybe they would fit in Coruscant, where you've got Dexter's Diner or whatever, But you can whatever. Maybe it's these kids that are taking this fashion from the core worlds and bringing it out to Tatooine. It doesn't visually fit. But, okay, whatever. But worse than that was the fact that everything felt really slow. If you watch that scene back to back with the speeder chase scene at the start of Solo's looks great. It looks like a car chase scene. It's doing burnouts and stuff in a hover car somehow. Whereas this just feels slow and kind of on rails. The speeders don't tilt into the turns at all. They just sit here and end
The
up looking...
drivers tilted into the turns.
Sometimes. Sometimes they look like kids on an amusement park ride going like, wee! But for the most part, they just looked like they were slot cars and at like Six Flags going around the turns
It looked
at
like
about
people
the same speed, too.
It looked like people sitting in front of a green screen on a set piece that was then the camera was moved around them to make them look like they
I mean,
were
it definitely
moving.
wasn't green screen
Like-
because of the volume that they're using for that. But yeah, like it just...
It was crap. It was crap, and I'm pissed because speeder chases are a staple of Star Wars films, and they were so dumb about it. They just absolutely botched the speeder chase. It looked like two amusement park rides were just parked next to each other, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
Like-
it... Unfortunately, no, I really like that plot. Other than that, I really like the use of
Oh yeah,
like,
the
rebel
story
teams,
beat
everything
parts
like
were
that.
great.
That particular scene just really bugged me. I don't want to harp on it too much, but yeah, it's unfortunate with the quality that the rest of everything has been at for extended Star Wars. Reminds me of Austin Powers driving a steamroller.
Exactly.
Big ticket, you missed our Danbury updates. We talked about the seismic shift as it was moved. We talked about extended zoning. We talked about emergency services getting new hardware. You'll have to check that out in the VOD. But
I took pictures in the Batcave. You should definitely check those out.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened too. Anyway.
Welcome, Love Alec, by the way. And Big Ticket, much love to you both. We have an ungodly amount
we
of
do.
stories, and I'm really excited about
Let's go.
a lot of the news. We'll just roll into D-Brand, our friends, our compatriots, our once again, they might, if they can make, let's just say, if D-Brand can make 2 more headline stories on the websites that I use to grab my news from, they get a nomination for next year's stories that wouldn't go away. But
Fair.
they got to get 2. They got to get 2 more because they've had 2 already this year. D-Brand, if you guys don't remember, we're the company that were making face plates for the PlayStation 5 in different colors and styles and things like that. And Sony told them, ha ha ha, hit the bricks, chump.
Yeah, after D-Brand was like, oh, hey, we're doing a thing, Sony. Bet you don't want us to do this. Sony, please notice me, senpai.
Yep.
Please, did I? Hey, they noticed us. Look at these schmucks. Hey, it was just stupid.
So they tweeted a picture, and you know what? You hate it when people are right, but they tweeted a picture of a PlayStation 5 with the Sony brand Midnight Black cover next to the Sony brand Midnight Black controller. They don't match. The colors are different. The PlayStation 5 Midnight Black cover is in fact just blue upon blue upon blue upon blue upon blue to make it look black, but then in comparison by other things, it's not.
So, PlayStation 5 Cosmic Black is not the same as Midnight Black. It's not.
Yes.
It's not marketed as Midnight Black like the Midnight Black controllers. It's marketed as a different black. So, fair.
Looks like garbage. Looks like absolute garbage to have 2 different shades of black.
Yeah.
Who wants that? The answer is nobody.
But I
Sony?
mean, it's also like I would want to see them in person because like the camera could lie, and some people are saying no, they do match. They just found like the right lighting where it looks funky on camera to take their thing for the tweet clout.
And in which case, D-Brand, that's how you get the Nerd Glasses rub. That's how you do it. By taking the time to really make sure that people remember that you made a rip-off product that somebody else sells.
But can they sell the color to Anish Kapoor? I think you're thinking of pink.
No, isn't Anish Kapoor the one who made
No,
The Blackest Black?
he's the one that made the Blackest Black.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Stuart Semple made this pink that is so pink, and when you buy it, you have to check a disclaimer that you are not Anish Kapoor and do not
Vanta
plan on
Black.
selling it to Anish Kapoor.
Unfortunately, Anish Kapoor did get
that
pink.
yeah.
He did. He
did end up getting it, put his finger in it, and flipped off whatever
he
because
painted a
classy.
picture. Yep. I would love to get some Vanta Black. I think it would be very fun to play with.
Yeah, but Anish Kapoor owns it, and it's like $20,000 or something fucking stupid. Meanwhile, you can get some of that pink for like $10.
Did we mention, by the way, that you can donate to the stream down below? And you can help support endeavors of two very fat and stupid nerds.
The world is a crazy place, and I refuse to give him money. I want to go to the Bean, which he doesn't like being called the Bean, and paint it pink. In Chicago, like that, like metal reflective bean sculpture actually has a name. Anish Kapoor made it. Everyone calls it the Bean, and he hates that.
Really?
Oh yeah,
that guy made the bean.
Yeah.
Also,
you can get something similar and not support Vanta Black. That's true. There is a black that is almost as good, if not better, at this point. That's just like not a brand name, Vanta Black. Using similar sort of technology, and yeah, doesn't support Anish Kapoor, and you can get it for a much more reasonable price.
Hey, Love Alec, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I hope SHR Ribs enjoys being able to use mic face and the dreaded exclamation point bald command. D-Brand doing a clever job
so yes,
and
D-Brand.
keeping themselves in the media and on
What we're saying is you should get that Vanta Black alternative and just paint your PlayStation with that. Because that's not going to have heating implications at all.
Your PlayStation cover, not the PlayStation itself.
NFT roundup really quick. Only one I've got. The organizers of the Game Developers Conference typically every year send a survey to industry professionals ahead of their show.
Yeah.
This year they asked about crypto and NFTs, and there's some pretty promising numbers in there. 72% of respondents said that their studio wasn't interested in cryptocurrency. 70% said that they weren't interested in NFTs. Now that does mean that 28 and 30% are, but there's also the disclaimer that sometimes executives and marketing and such are included in that. So probably marketing's interested and actual developers are like, no way, no how.
Yep. God damn it. I was faced today with an unwanted excursion of NFTs when I opened Twitter.
Okay.
And was suddenly hit with, you can have NFT profile pics.
Oh, I did see that.
And you can add them to the blockchain. And if you have an NFT profile pic, it's in a hex shape.
Yep.
And meh.
The thing is that using a PNG and transparency, I think that you can just make your profile picture a hexagon anyway.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I think Nihilist Arby's did that.
There's once again 0 parts of this NFT thing that can't just be screenshotted or just adjusted very slightly.
NFTs do nothing that haven't been solved by other technologies more efficiently. And then you can even right-click Save As. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of Arby's.
But... Yuck.
Okay, that yuck better not be for Arby's.
No.
Good.
Of course not. But you know what is disgusting, Boater?
What?
The fact that there's not an Arby's in Saratoga!
So, yesterday on Behind the Counter, Dan and the crew were talking about the our latest question and response video, which was what 2 apps do you use the most on your phone? And I skipped over my social media apps. One of them that I mentioned was McDonald's. The thing is, I had my phone recording the whole time, and I open up my food folder on my phone screen and then hit McDonald's. Thing is, in between there were other apps visible, and Dan on behind the counter decided that he was going to have something to say about it.
Boater has Applebee's, Burger King, Wendy's. Now, he might have them like that because that's the way he likes them. Or
This
it
goes
could
on
be
for
that
probably
way
about
because
2
they are
minutes,
all competitors.
so we won't watch the
McDonald's,
whole thing
Wendy's,
here.
Has them separated.
What do you mean
Yeah,
this
the
goes
top
on?
is-
Dan
Boater,
talked
I-
about
I
his
feel like
opinion on
Boater
the
could
matter.
be-
That's
I
fine.
I
don't
had
know,
some
where he puts the
questions
ones that
for
are-
you
that are
about a
around each
particular
other,
applique
competitors near each
that
other
is
on
in
the
your
thing.
food.
So it
That's,
goes
that's
McDonald's,
fine.
Burger
I mean, like, there was
King,
a lot
Wendy's.
of, like, oh, how does he, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's in a row? Like, that
Applebee's,
kind of makes sense.
Texas Roadhouse.
And then he's like, Applebee's, Texas
Now,
Roadhouse,
I use
Pizza
the Texas
Hut, like,
Roadhouse
they're,
app,
you
so
know,
I'll
how
give
does he
Boater
have
praise
them?
on that
He's
one.
like,
It's a
Boater's the
good
kind of
app.
person that would
Well,
probably
you
have
get
them
them that,
geographically
and you can't question
situated. It's like,
feel like
not
are
really.
they? It's probably the
I mean,
same thing.
I have McDonald's and Burger King at the front because those are the two I
I'm
actually
very,
use.
I really am circling
the
the
Wendy's app,
Arby's.
but they
I
never
don't
actually have
understand why, and
deals
I don't
on
think
it.
Boater, I don't know if Boater travels outside of this
occasionally,
area
like,
quite
on
often,
occasion I
but
might order, like,
why
that
would you have an
something.
Arby's
So you
app?
keep
Because there's
it-
no Arby's
most
in
of,
here.
most of the time that I download an app, I'm
Steve,
waiting
you're
for
the ring
deals
around,
and
know
coupons and
it all
stuff
of all
in
the
the
food
app.
places around here. Is there an Arby's
Like,
around here?
ordering on it, like I've started
There's
to do
no
that
Arby's.
recently with McDonald's and Burger
I would
King.
never.
But, like,
go
I
to
haven't even
Arby's.
really
Closest
done that
one
with
is
other
what,
apps.
Crossgate?
Now, one thing that I've noticed out of Boater is that I find suspicious. He's obviously not a morning eater. There's no Starbucks or Dunkin'.
He had a big
Right.
question about the last
I
one on
suppose.
the
I like Starbucks. It's just there's not one that's like convenient.
saying we don't even have
And
It's
it-
all like go inside somewhere.
And if there's one I'm very surprised that he doesn't have, what do you think that would be?
They have
I'm very surprised he doesn't have it in here.
and we don't have the meats.
Taco Bell.
No Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah, if you have like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, you might as well have the Taco Bell.
It left with an
No Taco Bell.
The fourth pillar.
So I mean, I'll give Boater okay if he's literally driving down to Albany to get Arby's. I'd be okay. That makes sense.
And Chipotle. Those were.
The last time I was down that way, possibly the last time I got Arby's was when I was. No, it wasn't the last time I had Arby's. But I think I downloaded this app when I went to go get Final Fantasy VII on PS4 for Steph, like April 2020. And I was like, I'm going to get Arby's while I'm down there. I'm going down to Albany, past my colony, stop at Wolf Road, get some frickin' Arby's. Let me see if they have any deals. I download the app. No, they don't. Whatever, I got my Arby's as it was. I mean, Taco Bell are the only ones surviving the franchise wars. Big question as to why I don't have Taco Bell on there. Answer? I haven't thought about it. I probably will download it when I go home tonight.
You really should.
Yeah?
It really does work, and it's very good. They give you free stuff all the damn time.
Duly noted. I'm going to talk really quick here. There was an Arby's in this mall too, Rip Wilton Mall food court sometimes. I got no audio. Boater's really low, not just low. Okay, I guess we're checking my audio and turning it up just a little bit. Thank you, Steve, for checking that as we go.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Everyone say thank you, Steve.
In chat.
Everything is really low, says Ante. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, so I will download the Taco Bell app so that I can
So, what's the
think outside the
system?
bun more efficiently.
What's the system for the apps? Answer the man's question.
Sorry, system for the apps are I use McDonald's, Burger King all the time, so they're first. After that are just ones that I've downloaded and I throw them into the bin, but I just forget about them at that point.
Okay.
The ones that I've downloaded and checked maybe once or twice. It's McDonald's, Burger King, everything else.
When is the last time you went to an Arby's?
The last time I went to an Arby's, I think I went to Arby's when I visited my sister over the summer.
Okay. When do you remove apps like that? You said Wendy's never has any deals. Why is it still there?
Why would I remove an app? I never run into space issues on my phone.
Listen here, not Apple user.
I have a 128 gigabyte SD card in my phone. All of my pictures and music are on there, meaning I have 64 gigabytes on phone itself for apps.
Let's see.
Nerd Glasses Arby's road trip.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Next Nerd Glasses, we will go to an Arby's and just like live stream from someone's phone in the parking lot. We have so many great ideas for like out of the studio streams, episodes, and we'd never do them.
Well, now that it's getting safer to do things. Let's start considering these. Also, we absolutely need to go to that.
Maybe Love
that,
Alec. Go ahead.
We absolutely need to go to the IKEA to
We
check
still
out the
need to do
gaming
that.
stuff.
Yes. So Love Alec, Auntie saying they want to go to Arby's. It's like we should, rather than an episode, we should just do like a fan meet and greet at some random Arby's.
Don't say that. Last time I said something like that, the world shut down. No. There will be no large gatherings at A&W's or Arby's. Damn it.
Damn it! I miss A&W. I want A&W right now.
Okay, no one heard anything you said, neither did I. We can film on our trip and put it into Nerd Vision.
I want A&W.
Border, you just look defeated.
I'm a fatty and I want different fast food restaurants that aren't just McDonald's, Burger King. I would gladly give up the Taco Bell near my house for an Arby's.
Nope. That's where I get a lot of Claire's food from. No, thank you. You keep that Taco Bell. What?
KFC for Arby's.
Oh yeah, KFC can go toss it. Yeah, sure, we'll take Arby's instead of KFC.
Done. So I believe, Steve, is that all the questions answered from behind the counter for Boater's food apps?
Yes.
Nothing else sticking out to you? Nothing else you need to ask? So you don't to double back. You just don't remove apps. From your phone ever.
I don't remove apps. Like my overall, I have 6 pages of apps, just like apps that I have on my phone. I don't use half of them.
That gives me anxiety. I have 2
I have
pages.
Bendy Run on here. I haven't played that since the before times. Last time I played that was sitting at Cheesecake Factory once.
I have 2 pages. I have 2 pages and I vet it pretty often.
Okay, so no, like, are those? That's like your home screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's slightly go away, Samsung free, whatever. So like, that's the home pages are a little different, but yeah, they like all of the apps on the phone are, let's see here, 5 times 6 times 6 lots. When I update the phone, it then goes up, updating app 1 of 144 just to like bring it in line with the Android update. And I say 144 because Dave finds it to be pretty gross.
That's just disgusting.
I'm like Boater, says Love Alec. Yeah! App hoarders unite!
Speaking of hoarding, be very careful what you wish for and what you plan, and make sure that your events bases are all covered. Because I know this blew up on on social medias a while ago, but the tour
a while ago, last week.
When we were young, which features such bands as My Chemical Romance and Paramore and AFI and The Used and Bring Me Horizon. That's the tone of voice I had when these bands were.
So it's the nostalgia voice
in my active. Bright Eyes, Jimmy. Well, actually, I listen to Jimmy Eat World all the time. Never mind.
Yeah, all of these bands. So it's like a reunion thing, and like it's a one day. So like immediately it was like that's. My first thought was, in this economy? And by economy, I said pandemic? It's like, that huge an event in this pandemic? And then sure enough, like, there's been a lot of stuff coming out where, like, live Nation shows, because Live Nation is who's putting this on, have generally been kind of a shit show when it comes to, like, the safety of attendees. This is one day, 3 stages. People did the math and are like, yeah, each band is going to have like 17 minutes to play, and that's if everything efficiently moves between sets. It's like, and they want $250 for all of it.
Are they just going to play like whatever their top charted songs were, and then they're going to get off the stage? Please tell me they're just going to have the drummer play one set of drums in every single band. Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's like, what year is it, says Love Alec. I can feel the cringe just by hearing those names. The thing is that, like, I hear those bands, and, like, I didn't listen to those when they were big, but I've gained appreciation for them since then. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome, but I don't want to spend $250 to go out to Vegas to try to like get crushed in a huge mob of people, definitely catch coronavirus in a super spreader event. The tickets are non-refundable. They specifically say that no matter what happens, we're not going to be held responsible for health risks. No refunds. Da 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 da. Just it seems like an absolute shit show of an event. Like my entire timeline over the span of 24 hours went from this looks amazing to I have absolutely zero fear of missing out. This is going to be terrible.
Forgot to mention A Day to Remember, Bring Me Horizon, and Avril Lavigne will be performing there as well. But you know who wasn't on the 1.5 million bands listed in there?
Smash Mouth.
Relevant to the genre that they have chosen in these things.
Who?
Apparently, the band I Set My Friends on Fire. Now, I haven't heard of that band, and I have a feeling from your reaction you've never heard of that band. Steve's still looking at his phone, falling asleep during this program. He hasn't heard of that band. But you know what? They really wanted to be on the event so bad that they bought the webpage whenwewereyoungfest.com. And they went to Live Nation and said, hey, by the way, we just want to be on the event. We'll give you it for free. So if you click whenwewereyoungfest.com, it leads to the Facebook page to the band I Set My Friends on Fire. Do it now. Don't, if you're using the Twitch, actually do it if you're using the Twitch app. It'll open on your phone, unless your phone's a potato.
What? Oh, hold on. I put an extra W in there.
Yep. That's all they wanted. They've been brought to a lot of media relevance because of this, and they're getting shares and time they wouldn't normally. But really clever on their part.
That's amazing,
snap up,
and that is the best website squatting I've ever seen. Like there's some legendary website squatting out there. I think
DallasCowboys.com. I see you, Taco.
That's okay. But like, that instead of like being like, oh, I want a shitload of money, I want a legal case or whatever. It's, hi, I would like to be in your event, please, and then you have website. Like that's really cool.
Howdy, Kai-sama, by the way. Yeah, they joked about the fact that if they aren't added to the venue, they're just going to be appearing on the Vans outdoor stage, performing outside of the festival.
What they should do is that they should do like a Facebook Live event of playing during the festival, and then that website redirects to them playing instead. Or like it just goes to something that doesn't use their logo because you don't want to infringe, even though their logo is generic ass font, whatever. But just says live stream from the event, and it's just them playing by the band. 100%, they should do that. That'd be amazing.
I am gonna actually take a gander and listen to some I Set My Friends on Fire, and I hope that they are able to meme their way into a third stage, second stage. I don't know that band's scope, but they're definitely not first stage. No way I Set My Friends on Fire is the caliber of Avril Lavigne. Taking shots at big people. That's right. Nerd Glasses is coming at
I don't know, Dave. The hierarchy of all that is pretty complicated.
Good night. So,
hey, do you want to finish out the show by talking about Bobby?
I actually was
not.
just about to transition to old Bobo here. Because, so you have some current event things, but I have something that old Bobonium happened to mention in a previous presser, and I wanna make sure to read this verbatim. He was
First
talking
song
to
that came up is things that rhyme with orange. It's amazing.
All right, maybe I become a big fan of I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yeah, I'd already forgotten the band name, but I know that I just need to go to whenwewereyoungfest.com.
So, he was doing an interview with VentureBeat, which apparently he was on time for, unlike the meeting with his employees. But in his exact
because the meeting
words,
with VentureBeat was about him.
I think that even if we were able were to have consolidated within EA, that wouldn't have given us what we were going to need going forward. And so you needed to have a big partner in order to be able to make it work. Basically stating that Bobonium was considering just writing it off to EA and allowing Activision Blizzard from the exact phrasing on that quote.
But when
Because
was he talking? Was he talking about this sometime recently, or like back in
Yes.
the '90s?
this
to
was
EA?
this was sometime
Okay,
recently apparently
Okay.
that apparently they were just considering letting EA buy him up and getting
Wow.
absorbed into them.
Wow.
That would have been real bad for them. Although
I mean,
ActiBliz making Star Wars games would have been pretty good, probably.
Respawn Entertainment did announce that they're making 3 more Star Wars games. They're the ones that made Jedi Fallen Order, so that's exciting. But they said nothing about. They said something about like the genre of each game and who the director is on each one, but nothing actually announced like titles or art or anything. So, but good to know that there's multiple games coming out, and EA is not just sitting on the license saying you get one every 5 years.
Everybody gets one. That's it.
As we mentioned, Bobby did have a meeting with employees at Activision Blizzard as well. He had a fireside chat video conference. He was late to the conference. It only went for 16 minutes, and although there was a Q&A featuring questions from employees
That were pre-screened.
that were pre-screened, they ended up being about he ended up talking about things that nobody cared about, like how Microsoft is so interested in the metaverse. Blech. And haha, you won't be forced to switch to Microsoft Teams.
Did my question about styrofoam cups in the break room come up, by the way?
You know what I don't know?
I-
I don't think so, because that sounds like a legitimate concern. Also, legitimate concerns are things like gender discrimination, the Raven quality assurance strike that at the time was still ongoing, and any other questions that have been plaguing the company for the past 6 months, all of which he said absolutely nothing about. But one thing he did say was that, quote, the transition is going to be smooth because Microsoft is committed to trying to retain as many of our people as possible. Up to that point, with so much going on, people hadn't had the chance to think of, oh my god, will I be fired when the merger hits? And now they are definitely wondering. Thank you, Bobby. Your answer provided the exact opposite of reassurance.
What a dick! Bobonium, you're definitely off the Christmas party list. You're not invited to the Nerd Glasses Christmas episode. You're just not welcome. I'm sorry. I know you really want to be there, but you're not welcome.
But keep this shit up, and you might get a bad nerdy. So,
Douche Canoe of the Year, Bobby Kotick, in perpetuity.
yeah, Lifetime Achievement Award.
Lifetime Douche Achievement Award. The Dr. Disrespect Award. So this just tweeted from the group that is going to be filing to become a union.
Yeah, because I mentioned the quality assurance team at Raven.
Yes.
They came back from strike yesterday, I think. At which point they were told, hey, QA isn't going to be a separate team. We're going to be taking you and putting you into different parts of the studio as embedded QA, which potentially could be seen as a union busting move. And there's pros and cons to that going on for, do you want them together? Do you want them to spread out and be like, hey, I'm embedded in this team now. Union's a good thing. Look what it's doing for me.
You gotta
also
keep them separated, otherwise they'll continue to gather and talk to people and do things.
Yeah, so that's a thing that has a lot of scrutiny, and also,
they are now filing with the National Labor Relations Board because they originally asked to be recognized as
as an official union, right?
as a union, to recognize the union itself.
Yes.
But now they will be going to the Labor Relations Board and officially applying and becoming a union and then we'll have the National Labor Relations Board
Yep.
to fight with them.
Yeah, and we'll have more legally recognized protections thereof instead of Activision being like, "You're a what now? That's adorable. We're still splitting you up and you're getting fucked."
Oh yeah, no, those employees are so many of them are definitely going to get fired. Speculation on our part, but mark my words.
Yeah,
But-
and it's rough because like with everything going on, they can always blame them being fired on like, "Oh, well, with the merger, you've been made redundant," or, "Well, the studio is still moving, and if you don't want to move with it," which I mean was part of the thing
we're
there.
moving in a different direction, and we no longer need your services. But you're great, and we'll give you a recommendation.
Yeah,
but
and
you just can't work here.
And it basically comes down to, is there an investigation where there's internal communications of they're unionizing, get them the fuck out. But it's going to be the kind of thing where there's going to be a lot more excuses to get rid of troublesome employees. So, again, still hoping the best for them. I hope everything goes well. It's going to be really rough. I think this merger, I think, is going to be good for the employees of Activision Blizzard in the long run, but there's going to be a lot of bullshit on the way. And this is just one more example of it.
You know what? I did this on Wednesday, and I'm going to do it again here today.
Okay.
We've only got a couple more minutes, but I'm going to start a prediction. That you can vote with your channel points here on Insane Games TV. Oh, okay.
Take it easy, Dave. You don't need that many H's.
That you can predict whether old Bobo will fuck this up for their employees and things like that for the next 5 minutes. And your options are yes or certainly not. Bobo will handle this. Oh,
Mess.
come on. Oh yeah! Predict with your channel points. Engage with us here on the stream. Make sure to make your voice heard. Do you have belief in Bobo? Are you one of the shareholders? Or are you leaning towards where Boder and I are? In that somehow Babonium will manage to screw up a soft pitch from his own current employees.
Yeah.
Um,
In the meantime, I think we do need to start wrapping up. I don't know if you had anything else that you want to try to get to. Citadel, I think, is going to start. I think we were trying to start at 9, but that's going to be a little late. That's fine.
Perfect. I just know that we will be talking next week about OPI announcing Xbox-inspired nail polishes.
Ooh, yeah.
And what they potentially mean for you as a gamer in-game. And the one other thing that I did have, which was Niantic had to pull trading last week after a bug released made every single Pokemon traded lucky and or more powerful. Hysterical that this happened, and they then returned it 24 hours later, having fixed it. Nice to see, by the way, that Niantic is able to quickly turn and fix these issues in Pokemon Go, which used to take weeks and days.
When I saw that, like, oh, it's been taken down, I'm like, okay, that will be like a month before it comes back. Probably hidden away in some other update, but no, they fixed it. They brought it back,
which was awesome, and I was very excited to see same going on. The only other thing I will say, and this was just figured out, there's going to be a gentleman by the name of Jake Carlini bringing a enormous Game Boy here to the store on Sunday.
Tell us about this.
Definitely come check it out. Come try playing it yourself. Come see me and Steve as we're the closing crew on Saturdays and Sundays. Hoorah! And come check it out here in the Wilton Mall. Big old Game Boy, Jake Carlini at YouTube. So much more and more information on that coming in the near future. But come check it out and play it. It's playable. He used some Xbox adaptive controllers to make sure it could be played. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it get set up and then running on it.
Nice. There's currently 100% saying yes, Babo's gonna fuck this up with 25,000 channel points in that pot. That's a lot of very vehement. Yeah. Anyway. Uh. Anyway, I think that's it for us for Nerd Glasses today. Do we want to stick around and just see how the predictions go? See if anyone votes no.
Sure. I mean, we could declare it closed too. We can.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can
I
do
think
that.
I think now that it's been 3 minutes, with 40,000 points tossed into it,
We will end submissions. Oh wow, 41 point K channel points. Voted by 6 people. Said 100% that Bobo will fuck this up somehow. Strangely, none of the investors at Activision Blizzard voted in confidence for
interesting.
Bobo and his
Interesting.
ability.
It's certainly not because they aren't watching. It's because they are watching and decided to.
Because
vote against him
they're
anyway.
stunned silence in being able to not to know that they can't actually support Bobby on these regards. He's going to
Gasp.
mess us up. So thank you very much and congratulations on your channel points won. We will certainly be adding some features to future broadcasts where such a things will be able to be used to adjust the streams.
Yeah,
and
we'll have
things.
to figure those out ahead of time and have them go throughout the show. But
Oh yeah.
in the meantime, folks, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you stick around for the Citadel immediately after this, where I will be playing The Outer Worlds. Stacy continues her adventures in Halcyon. We're going to Byzantium. It's the capital place. It's going to be very fancy, and we're going to fuck some shit up. It's going to be a good time. So make sure that you're here for that. We go offline for 5 minutes, move everything over that way, 10-minute countdown, and I'll see you there. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching the Nerd Glasses podcast. I've been Boater,
I've been Dave, man.
and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.